Hey guys, sorry I can't be there. Taking care of people with the flu has now turned into getting the flu, so we'll see where things go. But I thought I'd give you guys a catch-up day. And since you guys obviously have, from what you've said, had a hard time looking and following example 2, example 3, the formulas that they give you in the big yellow box on page 307, on how to find the vertex, and other such things were hard, but I thought I would give you guys a couple of examples. So, slightly disappointed, but it is what it is. So, a couple of reminders. So, first of all, definition in here, vertex form is f of x equals a times quantity x minus h squared plus k, where hk is the vertex. So, I don't have my pen with me, so I'm doing this via typing. My deepest apologies. But let's say, for example, if I had f of x was equal to a negative 2 x minus 4 quantity squared plus 3, your vertex would be at 4, 3. Which again should not really be a surprise, because if you look at this, going back to what we did back in 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, that this right here would be saying, hey, this is being shifted 4 to the right. This is shifting this graph 3 up. Oh, look, it's squared, it's quadratic, so it's going to be a parabola. In fact, you even know that it's facing down, because, and it's going to be a little bit steeper than your standard parabola because it's a negative 2. Okay. So there's that. In terms of doing something like up here, where they are asking you to find, put x squared plus 6x minus 8 in vertex form, what they're going to ask you to, you're basically going to be doing completing the square like we did before. And this is the section that I said, when you weren't getting it before, I said, okay, give me a second, and we will come back and hit it second semester. Well, guess what? It's second semester. So 6x. Now what I'm going to ask you guys to do is leave a big space here. And then we're going to put the minus 8 over here. Okay. And in fact, we're going to put these in parentheses here. Now, when we solved this out before, like you saw in the podcast, we actually moved the 8 over to the other side. And you can do that. I'm fine with that. Just have it to be like y is equal to 8. But, you can just leave a space here. So your next step here is that we're going to want to write this as something squared. So the question is, what is the something that I need to plug in here? So right here, that will make this a square term. So now, first of all, you have to ask yourself, what binomial squared is going to give me x squared plus 6x? So that's going to be x plus 3. Oops. So again, remember, you get, and your book says this actually very nicely. In actually example 2, you find this number by cutting it in half and then squaring it. So you cut 6 in half, you get 3, and you square it, and you get 9. So that's what we're adding in here. Now the thing here is, now remember, if you remember from before, we added 9 to both sides, or we did this by adding 9 to both sides. Now since we're keeping it on the same side of the equation, if I'm adding 9 here on the inside, I have to subtract 9 out here on the outside. So this 8 actually now turns into a negative 17. Okay, so from this, okay, you're pretty much done. Okay, your vertex is going to be at a negative 3, because remember, it says minus h. Okay, right here, minus h. Hello. Minus 17. There's something called the axis of symmetry that splits the parabola right down the middle, and that actually goes right through the vertex. So axis of symmetry equals, and it's going to be a vertical line. And so that means it is going to be x equals, so in this case, x equals negative 3. And you're done. Yay. Okay. That's how you use completing your square, so you can find the vertex of this. Page 2, same thing. This one's a little bit different. Not much. We did problems like this before. So you have f of x is equal to, now remember, we have to factor out that negative 3. Okay, so I get x squared minus 4x. It's going to be plus something since we're squaring it. And then we're going to have minus 8 over here. So again, we want this to set up so it's going to be f of x is equal to a negative 3. And inside of this, we're going to have x minus something squared. That when you multiply it all out, you end up with x squared minus 4x. And so the only thing that we can do that would be x minus 2. For that to work, it's going to be x minus 2, so that means I'm going to add a 4 here. Now again, remember, so if I'm adding a 4 here, what should I do on the outside? Well, I'm not actually adding a 4. I'm adding a negative 12 because everything inside the parentheses is being multiplied by negative 3. Okay, so actually, let's see, because since the negative 4 is being times, it's being plus 4. It's being times multiplied by the negative 3. We need to zero out. It out. With plus 12 on the outside. So we're here plus 12. So that means that your parabola here is going to be a negative 3 times quantity x minus 2 squared plus 4. So because of that, you've got a vertex at 2, 4, axis of symmetry, that is at x equals 2. You could also say faces down. But again, now you know where the vertex is. So now that you know where the vertex is, you can go from there, because that's going to be your center point from graphing it. You can go left and right from that point there. Anyway, that should be more than enough for you guys to get started on the stuff from 3.1 that you guys missed. So, with all that being said, be good to each other, be nice, be civil, all of that. So, I may be in on Friday. We'll see how I'm feeling and if my fever breaks. So, anyway, talk to you guys later. Text me if you need to tonight.